Hi, it's Katrina. From creatures seen in the woods to ones seen in the skies and the waters below, here are 8 of the most famous legendary monster sightings. Number 8. The Flatwoods Monster. On September 12, 1952, an odd event happened in West Virginia that is still unexplained to this day. A fireball was seen in the sky, but unlike regular meteors and comets and such, this fireball was seen all across the United States. There were sightings of it from coast to coast. Edward and Fred May, who were in West Virginia, saw the fireball in the sky and then realized that it crashed on a nearby farm. Along with their friend, their mother, and a neighbor, they went to go and observe the crash site. When they did arrive, the area was covered in an odd mist, and a metallic sound of sorts was filling the air. As they tried to get closer to figure out what was going on, they saw a pair of red eyes looking at them through the mist. It was then that they saw the creature in its full form. The creature that was looking at them was 10 feet tall and had a glowing green body. The creature hissed at them and started to approach, so they all ran. Obviously, they told whoever they could about the event, and the people went out to look for it, but they found nothing. Yet a reporter found some odd skid marks near where the crash was and also found an odd gooey deposit. The mystery was never truly solved. The people who saw the creature stuck to their story, and again, the red fireball was indeed spotted all across the United States. So were they just lying? And what did they have to gain if they were? Interestingly enough, this encounter was so famous that it was featured in an episode of the History Channel series Project Blue Book, where the explanation of the monster was a mix of gas, hallucinations, and an owl perched outstretched on a tree. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Number 7. Kiryat Yam's Mermaids. In terms of cryptids, the mermaid is one of the most legendary mythical creatures said to be out there. Many sailors claim to have seen them, including Christopher Columbus, but apparently there have been modern appearances by these creatures as well, such as in 2009 in Kiryat Yam, Israel. This all started when one of the people of Kiryat Yam went to the beach and saw the mermaid. Apparently, she was sunbathing, relaxing on a rock. Once she was spotted, the mermaid went into the waters and disappeared. But the sightings didn't stop there. In fact, they just started. More and more locals came to the spot, and around dusk, the mermaid would occasionally appear, helping fuel mermaid fever. This fever got so crazy that the town council of Kiryat Yam offered a $1 million reward to anyone who could get definitive proof that the mermaid existed. Sadly, and somewhat expectedly, no proof was ever found, and the legend continues. So was this just a hoax to stir up the town, or was this really a frequent sighting? It's hard to say for sure, but regardless of what you believe, there are people in the world today still hunting for definitive proof of mermaids. Number 6. The Jersey Devil. According to legend, there was a woman named Jane Mother Leeds who had many children during her life, but one night she was giving birth to what would be her 13th child, and when it was being born, she uttered the words, "Let this one be the devil." If you believe the story, that wish came true, for after being born, it grew horns, wings, and a tail. It flew up into the chimney of her house and went out into the world. So goes the legend of the Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil is said to live in the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey, hence the name of the beast. And throughout its lifetime, it's been one cryptid who has been spotted by many people over many years. The first sighting of the creature came in 1812, when Joseph Bonaparte, the older brother to Napoleon Bonaparte, said he saw the creature near his New Jersey estate. In 1909, the legend grew to new heights. Over 1,000 sightings of the Jersey Devil came that year, including from some cannon soldiers who saw the creature, shot it, hit it, and said it still lived since it didn't drop dead from the shot. Fueled by this and the finding of some tracks that didn't match creatures of the area, bloodhounds were brought in to try and find the creature, but the bloodhounds apparently refused to follow the tracks. More and more sightings have followed, even some coming as late as 2015. Some even claim to have taken videos or pictures of the creature. Have you ever heard of this before? Anyone seen the Jersey Devil? Let us know in the comments below. Number 5. The objects over Washington, D.C. While aliens aren't technically cryptids, there are many who view them as legendary monsters. And just like monsters, any sightings of aliens are sure to cause a panic, especially when the event itself comes out of nowhere, and there's still no true explanation as to what happened. That's likely what certain air traffic controllers were feeling in 1952, when their radar started picking up something they couldn't explain. In Washington, D.C., at Ronald Reagan National Airport, some air traffic controllers started noticing aircraft on their radar that shouldn't have been there. What's more, some of them were were moving at such speeds that they were actually confusing the radar itself. Fast forward a week and a bunch of people from all walks of life, including military personnel, started reporting things whizzing by in the sky that they couldn't recognize. These reports spread around and people flew into a panic to the extent that a massive press conference had to be called to calm everyone down. It was actually the biggest one since World War II, which shows just how frightened people were. What's more, over the course of the next few days, the story of what happened was edited and changed based on where the story was being shown to help quell the panic that it started. On the History Channel series Project Blue Book, if you missed that episode, they showed the events of that period, and it was one of the episodes where the explanation was meant to be open-ended because no one could truly say what happened that day. Number 4. U-28 crocodile. In World War I, there was a British steamer known as the Iberian. It was going through waters next to Ireland when it came under attack by a German U-28 submarine. A battle commenced, and despite the Iberian fleeing with all she had, the submarine won in the end. But that doesn't end this particular story. The captain of the submarine, Baron von Forstner, went to the periscope to watch the Iberian sink. When he did, he saw something he couldn't explain. Soon after the Iberian fully sank, there was an explosion. It was likely the Iberian's internals giving out and causing the blast, but whatever caused it, Forstner claimed that he saw a massive sea crocodile thrown into the air. So certain was he of this that he wrote an article about it in a German newspaper in 1933 and said the following: "The animal was about 20 meters long and crocodile-like in shape, with pairs of strong front and hind legs adapted for swimming and a long head that tapered towards the nose." He claimed to have seen it for 10 to 15 seconds at a distance of about 150 to 100 meters in bright sunshine. Usually, reports like this are dismissed due to a lack of details, but Forstner was very specific. He gave measurements, noted that it was bright outside, gave key details about the monster's shape, and more. Plus, after just securing a victory for Germany, he had no reason to lie about this. Why talk about monsters when you just sank a British ship? Further adding to the mystery is that 6 other crew members claim to have seen the creature, and certain credited scientists believe he honestly did see it. And one zoologist, Bernard Heuvelmans, felt the description matched up with a prehistoric giant crocodile that could possibly still be living today, called the Thalattosuchia. Is that really what he saw? Why was the crocodile right near the surface of the ocean during the fight? And are there more of these out there? We may never know. Number 3. The Kraken. The Kraken is a legend that continues to thrive around the world despite many people believing that it is just an exaggeration of a now known creature, the giant squid. According to legends, the Kraken is a squid of such size that it would dwarf and consume massive vessels. But despite the story being born in the time of sailboats, there have been many modern-day accounts of the Kraken, including some in World War II. A British trawler was docked off of the Maldives, and a crewman, A.G. Starkey, was on the deck of the trawler when he thought he saw something in the water. He said, "As I gazed, fascinated, a circle of green light glowed in my area of illumination. This green, unwinking orb, I suddenly realized, was an eye. The surface of the water undulated with some strange disturbance. Gradually, I realized that I was gazing almost point blank at a huge squid." But the story didn't end there, for after seeing the eye of the squid, he walked from one end of the ship to the next, and he found that the tentacles reached to the other end, making this Kraken about 175 feet long. While it's true that no one else saw this beast in the waters, he clearly believed he did. So did he? Is the Kraken still out there? Number 2. The Loch Ness Monster. In terms of legendary monster sightings, there are a few beasts that truly stand the test of time, and one of them can be found in Loch Ness, Scotland. The first official sighting of the creature came in 1933, and ever since that point, the people around the loch, or whoever comes to the loch, try to find it. The monster, now known as Nessie, is said to be a sea creature of a sort with a large body and a very long neck, which has led many to wonder if it may be some kind of prehistoric creature that has somehow survived the many changes of the world. Obviously, as the sightings of the Loch Ness Monster grew, more and more people came to Scotland to try and find proof of the creature's existence. But as of yet, they haven't found any, and this includes a sonar deep scan of the entire lake, so it's not as though it wasn't a thorough search. People and scientists have genuinely tried to find Nessie. Either the creature that did exist in the lake was the last and has since died, or Nessie is truly a hoax. Many people continue to look and think that Nessie is smart enough to know when people are looking for her. Number 1. Bigfoot. Perhaps of all the stories, there is no greater one than all the sightings of Bigfoot that have been reported over the years. For those of you that don't know, the Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot, is an ape-like creature that is actually taller than a human and walks on two legs. They're said to be very powerful and pretty intelligent. The hunt for Bigfoot and its similar counterparts from around the world has spawned many legends, stories, and even TV shows dedicated to finding one, or its species, as some claim. In terms of famous sightings, there are many to choose from. You'll find stories of the creature from Alaska, Canada, the continental United States, and places like Idaho, and many more. And while many sightings are clearly fake, there are many people who swear that they have seen a creature that is not like any on this earth. Others, like the Yeti, have been reported for many years in the Himalayas. Hikers were warned by Sherpas, and in 1951, a British explorer named Eric Shipton took a picture of a gigantic footprint next to his axe while looking for an alternative route up Everest. The legend of the Yeti took off, and since then, sightings and footprints have continued to appear. Some of the Bigfoot reports come from Army Rangers who were verified to be completely sane. They even wrote books about it to describe their experience with the creature. What's more, some encounters, like one in the Everglades, appear to reveal a subspecies of Bigfoot called the skunk ape. All in all, Bigfoot remains the cryptid that most people see in the woods or other wooded and natural areas. While some argue there is proof, until there's a full-blown Bigfoot brought before the public, sightings are likely all we'll get. Thanks for watching! Have you ever seen any strange creature? Would you like to hear more stories like these? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!